He was like, look, so a burner is one that doesn't have a serial number. I'm like, a serial number? He was like, yes, so every weapon has serial number. I'm like, okay, I remember that from my military training. Okay, yeah, all right. He was like, so these don't have, you know, it's clean. And I'm like, oh, that's what they was talking about when I was in A school. Because, you know, I was a master at arms, a military police officer in the Navy. But they had me in the cargo unit for most of my years that I was in there. So I only did security and patrol the last 2 years that I was there. So I had forgot a lot about, you know, the criminal justice side of things for a while. So it started to click. I'm like, oh, that's what they call these now, a burner. Okay, I know what this is. So when it clicked for me, I looked down, I'm like, why do I need to be carrying this? And I'm just like, has it been used? Like, look, it's clean. It ain't been used. But just in case you need some protection and I'm not there, you know, because I'm hot right now. I'm like, what happened? He was like, look, I don't want to get into that here. And then he put it in my hand. I was just like, oh, yeah, it got a little weight to it. He's like, yeah, you need something with a little weight to it. Because I've seen you shoot with a little small one, and you just be all over the place. But you hold it better when you have something with a little weight to it. I'm just like, okay. And I'm just smiling with it in my hand like, you don't know, you just gave me the golden ticket right here, buddy. I'm like, I got plans for you. And I'm just getting lost in the fact that he really came home and handed me this. Like, I'm just like, all right, some line of defense other than my handy dandy bat. All right. And I guess I was just smiling a little too long for his comfort. And he was like, literally snapped at me. And I was like, look at him, I'm down. It's like, boy, you don't see this in my hand and you snapping at me? Like, what's up? He was like, you're a little bit too happy. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you smiling a little bit too hard. You thinking about using it? And I'm like, what you mean, D? I don't understand what you mean. And he was just like, nothing. Just be careful with it. It's loaded right now. I'm like, okay. I mean, I felt that because I felt it from the weight. You know, I felt that. And he was just like, huh. But I'ma hold on to it. Matter of fact, I'ma put it in your drawer in the room. I was like, okay. He was like, you want me to teach you how to clean it and all of that? I'm like, I know how to clean a weapon. I don't need you to show me that. And he was just like, oh, so you don't want a refresher? You just know it all? I'm like, if you want to give me a refresher, you can give me a refresher. Then he was like, here. And he got it out of my hand. And I'm just like, all right. Now I gotta make him feel like it's okay to leave me with this. Like, I need to let him have time to let his guard down that I have this. Because, yeah, I was a little bit too excited, a little bit overly excited. But I'm just like, okay. It's in the house. It's in the house. So he went in the room, got a towel, sat down at the table, started breaking it apart, and was like showing me all the parts. And I'm just like, I know this already, but okay. You really ain't showing me nothing. Cleaned it, whatever. He's like, all right, so you should be good to go now. Put it back together. When you put it back together, he's like, all right, we're going to keep it in your top drawer. He's like, you want to keep it in the nightstand? I was like, I should probably keep it in the nightstand. He was like, wait, it don't have safety on it. Like, there is no safety on it. So you probably shouldn't keep it in a nightstand. I was like, you're right, because Kion can get to it, and like we don't have a case for it or anything. He's like, okay, so we're gonna keep it in the your top drawer, your panty drawer, by the TV with the dresser the TV sits on. And I was like, okay, that'll work. So he put it in that drawer, and I'm just like, all right, it's in there. So a couple of days went by, and I did not get no phone calls or anything from CPS. The school didn't ask anything when King returned after his surgery. The teacher said nothing else about it. The dentist didn't say anything about it, and I'm just like, what? I just couldn't believe that they believed that story, because how? So I did end up going to brunch with Jasmine on that Sunday, only because his little brother came to the house and brought the dogs to the house, because he wanted to introduce his fur baby to our dog. So he brought this dog over to the house. So I'm just like, all right. When little bro got there, he saw King. He was like, boy, what happened to your teeth? What's on your teeth? And I was like, they got knocked out. And I looked at D, and little bro looked at D. He was just like, the dogs burst up behind him. Like, the dogs ran behind him. You know how Atlas he gets so overly excited. So he was excited, and he was running fast behind King. And King fell and hit his mouth on the concrete. Like, he fell and hit his mouth. He had to have surgery to get his teeth removed. She's just joking. And he kind of like cut his eyes at me. And I'm just like, yeah, he had to have surgery for his mouth. He had to get his teeth surgically removed. He did. Because that fall pushed his teeth all the way back. He did. And little bro was just like, and he looked at King, he's like, you okay? And King like, I'm okay. King was I was like, I'm okay. So little bro was there. I was like, all right, so I'm about to go to brunch. Little bro, take care of them. I'm gonna see you when I get back, right? You still gonna be here? It was like, yeah, I'm gonna still be here, because I want to play you in the game. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna be back in a little bit, okay? You better be here when I get back. I'm gonna be mad if you're not. He's like, I'm gonna be here. I'm like, okay, all right. And I was like, all right, kids, y'all go upstairs to your room. Like, let them have their little brotherly time. And like, if they want to come, if they say y'all come down, okay? And Jackson was like, okay, all right. And they went upstairs, and I left. I went to brunch. I'm just like, I know D knew what the fuck I was trying to do. Because I was very adamant, like, little bro, don't leave until I get back. Like, look, stay here. And the whole time I was gone, I had my camera app on. Like, I was enjoying brunch with Jasmine, but I had my camera app on looking to make sure, like, the kids was good and little bro was still there. Because the moment he was trying to leave, I was going to be like, all right, Jasmine, we got to cut this short, and I got to go. Because, like, no, D is not going to be left alone with those kids. But he ended up staying the whole brunch. I was at brunch for maybe like 2 hours. I got back from brunch, played Lil Bro in a game of Smite. And then, you know, they left. He left with his dog. They left. And D was like, so how was your brunch? I'm like, wait, what do you mean? He was like, how was your brunch with Jasmine? Did she say anything about Cook? Like, anything going on with them? And I'm like, that's why the fuck you set this brunch up. I get it now. But during brunch, me and Jasmine did talk about her relationship with Cook. Me and Jasmine did talk about D wanting Cook to be a personal trainer for DC Ultra Fitness. And I let Jasmine know that no, do not let Cook be a trainer under DC Ultra Fitness. Like, let Cook do his own thing. I was just like, cause she was really like concerned, cause she was just like, look, they closed the gym, like he is, you know, at this job in the mall, and he is doing good in sales, but it's like He was like, D is offering him a lot of money to be a trainer. And I'm just like, why not? You know, D, that's your friend. And I looked at her, I was like, no, Jasmine, let him do his own thing. Because I don't think he want to work for D. You know, D is not, like, I think that would mess up the friendship if he works for D. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, no, don't have him be a trainer under D, because the fact that D set this brunch up after asking me, you know, after telling me the stuff that's going on with Cook and him trying to convince Cook to be a trainer, like, he's trying to get some information, thinking that he's going to get some information out of me about you. But I done learned my lesson from Keisha. So, So that conversation that me and Jasmine had stayed between me and Jasmine. So now that I'm looking him in his face and he asking me if she said anything about Cook, I'm like, no, we ain't talking about Cook. He's like, so y'all didn't talk about relationships at all? Y'all are females. I know y'all sitting up drinking, girl, yeah, he did me like this, he did me like that. I'm like, no. Like, we ain't talk about y'all. We was talking about the TV shows that, you know, we was watching. I mean, she did tell me about their vacation that they just came back from, their cruise they just came back from. It was like, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not telling you anything. And the fact that I know that he looks through my phone sometimes when he thinks I'm sleeping and I don't know he looked through my phone, I don't text Jasmine about anything that's going on in her relationship. We talk about that at brunch, and I let her know, because I told her about the situation that happened between me and Keisha. So I'm like, because at one point she was trying to text me about the relationship, and I was very, like, standoffish, like, not, like, trying to get into it. But I wanted to get into it, but I was like, ugh. So I ended up calling her, and I was like, hey, girl, I see all of your messages, but let's talk about this face to face. And I scheduled a dinner that night. I was like, look, can you meet me at this, and we'll do dinner. We can talk about it over dinner. And at that dinner, I let her know, like, look, you can't text me about your relationship because D be looking at my phone. And she didn't understand it, because it was just like the relationship that me and D presented to her and Cook. Like, we were very, you know, a power couple. Like, this business-driven power couple, because that's what they saw. They saw this power couple because we was making moves, you know. They didn't know what was going on behind closed doors. So I'm just like, He looks through my phone sometimes because he can be a bit insecure. Because I didn't want to tell her, like, everything that was going on, but just, like, let her know that he can be controlling, you know. So I was just like, if you're going through anything, especially since he knows Cook and him and Cook have been friends since high school, we can just talk about it face to face. Just schedule a brunch with me and we'll talk about it face to face. I'm like, but if you do ever feel like you need to call me, you can still call me. I figure out a way to talk to you when he's not around, like, because he doesn't get home till like 10 o'clock anyway. So yeah, you can always just call me, you know, or you can text me 911, or, you know, just some code word, and I'll text me pancakes. I'll like, just text me pancakes. And I'll like, no, you know, and I can delete that text message, you know, and I don't want to say that I can't delete our messages, because I can delete our messages. It's just that I don't know if he's going to notice that I delete the message, and I don't want you to text me at the wrong time and I'm not able to delete the message. So, like, we can just talk face to face, okay? And she understood that. I know it's so sad that I had to, like, break down why she couldn't text me about her relationship. That's so sad. It is. But I was glad that she understood. So we were having brunch, dinner, lunch, a lot. So I guess that was another reason why D was just like, y'all ain't talk about us. Nothing ain't going on. Like, y'all eating out a lot, and y'all nothing's going on with them. It's like, like, they good. She was like, well, she didn't say anything about him, you know, trying to join GC Ultra Fitness as a trainer. I was like, I try not to talk about the business, you know, when I'm with Jazz, because I have to talk about the business a lot when I'm home, and like even when I'm trying to work, I try when I'm at brunch, I don't want to talk about the business, so we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about that. He was like, "Well, is Cook gonna stay at the job at the mall?" I'm like, I guess so. It ain't causing him no problems. I mean, he making money, so I guess so. And he was just like, "Okay, all right, I'm about to watch my show. You gonna stay out here with me?" I'm like, mm. I'm gonna make sure the kids good. And you want me to start on dinner now? I can start on dinner now. You want me to wait? He was like, just wait a little bit. I was like, you need me to roll you up before I go in the room and chill? He was like, yeah, if you can roll me up, that'll be fine. And you can chill. I'm like, okay, cool. I went in the room, rolled him up, gave him his blunt, went back in the room and chilled.